Good evening, classmates and teachers. In this video, I'm going to share my point of view of the importance of agriculture. But first, I'm going to start with a quote that says, "Agriculture is our wisest pursuit, because it will in the end contribute most to real wealth, good morals, and happiness." This quote was taken from a letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to George Washington in 1787. I think we all know the concept of agriculture. It is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Roughly 1/4 of the Earth's terrestrial surface is now under cultivation, with more land converted to crop production in the 30 years after 1950s. Civilization began with agriculture. Our ancestors began to settle and grow their own food. That's how they stopped being nomads. For thousands of years, agricultural development was very slow. One of the earliest agricultural tools was fire. Native Americans used fire to control the growth of berry-producing plants, which they knew grew quickly after a wildfire. Around 5500 before Christ, farmers in Mesopotamia developed simple irrigation systems. By channeling water from streams onto their fields, farmers were able to settle in areas one thought to be unsuited to agriculture. As one of the videos said, farmers grow our crops, manage our land, and safeguard biodiversity for our future. Now in the 21st century, agriculture has changed and evolved. A lot of technology is now involved and it increases its efficiency. In my opinion, agriculture is so important because it provides us food. I think everyone knows that, but most of the people do not give the credit it deserves. Agriculture and farmers play a huge role in the life of the people in today's society. Even the people that studies anything related to agriculture are very important. They know how to really take advantage of the land use, how to increase the production of crops. They help with the sustentation of the crops. As we look toward the coming decades, we see that the agricultural sector faces a series of challenges, from new pests, pathogens, and invasive plants, to the efficient use of water to growing safe and nutritious food under an ever-changing global environment. Big agricultural companies and farmers are now using genetically modified crops. They started using these crops for a world with an expanding population and a changing climate. Those are two factors now affecting also the agricultural sector. The climate is changing, and so the cycles of the crops. Increases in temperature and carbon dioxide can be beneficial for some crops in some places, but not for all of them. Changes in the frequency and severity of droughts and floods could pose challenges for farmers. The effects of climate change also need to be considered along the other evolving factors that affect agricultural production, such as changes in farming practices and technology. The agricultural sector continually adapts to climate change through changes in crop rotations, planting times, genetic selection, fertilizer management, pest management, and shifts in areas of crop production. These have proven to be effective strategies to allow previous agricultural production to increase, but these adaptations will stop working at some point in the future. Also, the population is constantly growing, which means there are more people that needs feeding, more crops to be produced, and more land to be cultivated. But with that, more problems arise. Agriculture feeds the world. Worldwide, enough food is produced to feed everyone. Yet, this food and technology to produce it is not always reach those in need. As a result of food deficits, nearly 400 million children are chronically malnourished. In recent decades, there has been impressive growth in food production, which has been attributed to the development of improved disease-resistant varieties of stable crops, the increased use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and the expansion of irrigated cropland. But this data does not assure us that every person in the world is being fed or will be in the near future. We need to take action and give more importance to the agricultural sector of the world. It is the base of the society, and without agriculture and even farmers, we will not be here today. Thank you.